let's go to NXT real quickly and wrap the program up. Because I did watch NXT because I wanted to see what they're doing on the other channel when we know what we're getting on TNT. And the cable company did not want to. You watched NXT also, I believe. Did you not?
I did.
Okay. The cable company didn't want to cooperate for some reason because for the first 2 or 3 minutes of the program, I got this channel will be available shortly thing.
Oh, man.
And then suddenly it popped up. But Adam Cole was in the ring with Strong and Fish, Roderick Strong, Bobby Fish. I've said it, Adam Cole is one of the few guys these days who can deliver one of these scripted promos and sound like he half-ass not only actually means it, but maybe coming up with it. You figure if somebody's written this down and he's memorized it, but maybe it was actually him. You know, it kind of, I'll grade on the curve. I'll give him the benefit. He has good facials, verbal cadence. He delivers it. It's still a bit scripted, but at least he's doing a job that doesn't just fucking insult me. You know what I mean? He's well spoken.
I think if he's not the best talker in the business right now, he's one of them, because he comes across as believing what he's actually saying.
Yeah,
which a lot of these guys who are scripted clearly can't do, and I don't blame them. I mean, it's hard to have someone write a bunch of gibberish for you and have to get it over. But he's fantastic on the mic. Fantastic.
You ought to hear him. That's what I loved about him when he was doing his own promos. We just, okay, you're talking about fucking a match with Joe Brown. You got 45 seconds. Boom. It was, so anyway, boom, no pun intended. But then, and apparently I didn't watch TakeOver. I'm not up on the new guy, but Roderick Strong and Bobby Fish started seeing some guy, later found out it's the guy named Lumis. What's his name? His name's Dexter Lumis. They were afraid of him. He apparently locked Roddy in a fucking trunk after the pay-per-view or whatever. They're seeing him standing there behind the plexiglass watching them, but when they would turn Adam Cole, he was gone. Now, I saw this bit when Abbott and Costello first did it, when the frog that would come up from the bowl of soup and spit in fucking Lou Costello's face, but he would go, "Hey, be Abbott," and then Bud would turn around and the frog is gone. But now they're doing this with the Undisputed Era, and it took a couple of times for me to get what they were, but I thought the guy was coming and watching and they were going to see him, but no, unless he goddamn does have the ability to appear and disappear, this is bullshit. There's people standing next to where the guy was standing. You see the camera angle would have to be able to see him. Now the Undisputed Era are Mo, Larry, and Curly because they're having them do this shit too. So I thought about invoking my teleportation rule and turning the fucking thing off. But I said, no, I want to see who this guy is and the fact that Adam Cole's going to have a match with him. I've not seen this guy before. Although, who was he before he became Dexter Lumis? Do you know?
I'm not sure. I'll find out right now.
He looks familiar. Something about his face. Anyway, so I want to see the match with Adam Cole. We went to the Undisputed Era finding a picture that Dexter Lumis is apparently drawn, and Roddy freaked out, and the other guys leave, and then Lumis is peeking at him in the fucking through the window in the door, and Roddy goes apeshit and runs. When did Roddy become a fucking just balls out coward?
I don't know. We haven't watched regularly in a while, so
I know it's 2 months ago. Undisputed Era were these cool young guys that kicked ass and were fucking incredible athletes, and now it's become, goddamn, it's a fucking Three Stooges routine. What happened in the last 2 months? Maybe they changed writers. That's probably what it was. So then I fast forwarded to the end because Adam Cole and Dexter Lumis was at the end. Booking lesson for all the creative writers that think they're creative. Just because you come up with an idea for a fucking gimmick doesn't mean that anybody can be that gimmick. And I like Sam Shaw. When he worked as Sam Shaw, he had the, fucking tattoos and he was doing something different besides this. I don't know. But here's the problem. It was Cosplay Undertaker. Did you get that impression that it's Cosplay Undertaker in another name? I mean, I know they're Lumis, Dr. Lumis in Halloween. The gimmick and the stance that Dexter Lumis has is sort of like the Michael Myers gimmick, which, of course, Undertaker took some of the, the sit up and the fucking head turn, from fucking Michael Myers. A lot of people think that he and Kane took the puppy dog thing from Michael Myers. That was actually from the puppy dog. But if you are going to expect someone to be intimidating and scary by having a monotone face and monotone body language and a plodding pace, they need to be a giant. A giant can get by like The Undertaker, like Kane, whatever, with the plodding pace and the monotone face and the no expression and the announcers are especially trying to get this guy over as cold and heartless and, emotionless. Is he there? What kind of psycho is he? Right? All that stuff. Sorry. You can't be, when you got normal size and look, you have to be insane with your face and your voice and your body language. Like Terry Funk. This guy is not a maniac. He's just a guy moving very slowly. It's like the fucking Gorn in the Star Trek episode, The Arena. The fucking Gorn moved so slow, Kirk could fucking duck him 3 times before he swung once, right? But so they had to, it was hard to make the fucking Gorn a goddamn threatening enemy because you could fucking stay away from him forever. But the only way Kirk could kill him was to make the fucking gunpowder. Well, this guy's not 7 feet tall. He's not 300 and something pounds. So something like that plodding at you when it's your same size, just fucking duck and run away. Whatever the fuck. You can see the difference when you're that size. You're a maniac with your face, with your voice, with your body language, with your eyes, with your actions. Terry Funk, same size, could make people believe he was a raving lunatic and a homicidal maniac. This guy was just wandering around. If he was working like a regular person, his shit was fine, and he looks like an athlete. He's awful nice, clean cut to be a psychopath, but this gimmick is not going to work in this manner. I'm sorry. And most of Adam Cole's matches I loved, this took forever and went nowhere because he wasn't scaring anybody, because they have tried to fucking come up with something in the writers in their minds to get this guy to work like that and to do it, and all the producers are telling him do this, do that, and the gimmick ain't working. I don't believe. And finally, Lumis had him, but Roddy interfered, and Adam hit the knee, 1, 2, 3, and then Adam Cole is over him taunting Lumis, and he takers up, sits up, and fucking grabs his hold again. And here comes the rest of the era. They get some heat. Velveteen Dream comes out and takes out Bobby Fish. Roddy runs from Lumis, who now is fine after being laid out seconds before. And then the blackout, and here comes Scarlett and puts an hourglass in the ring and turns it over. What'd you think? I don't know.
Well, let me start with the end. I didn't see the In Your House, but I heard good things about Karrion Kross and Scarlett there. For me, it was a little too theatrical. Her coming out with the hourglass. There just happens to be a light shining on a little spot in the ring for her to put the hourglass.
After everybody but Adam Cole just happened to powder out and be gone.
Yeah, I did not like that.
Can you see this as the closing segment on Mid-South Wrestling? Would they have stopped the brawl for a woman to come out and stop time so she could literally start time?
No, I see this as the closing segment on Night Gallery. Not on fucking Mid-South Wrestling.
And not even the Twilight Zone, by the way, but Night Gallery, where Rod Serling didn't even get his fucking way with the networks.
That's right, not even the Twilight Zone. Lumis has, he has an interesting look. I wasn't pulled into the match. I'm going to say something now you're going to completely disagree with me on, or you're going to completely think I'm off base. But hear me out for a moment. Because we just talked about Adam Cole recently. I guess it would have been on the Drive-Thru. We had a question about him staying with NXT or going to AEW. And we were talking about his size. Besides the fact that he needs a tan, I've never said this about any other wrestler I could think of, but I think under a doctor's supervision, Adam Cole needs to go on steroids.
Get on the gas.
Yeah, I just thought between having no tan and, because we had just talked about it, so I was looking at his arms and I was looking at his muscle tone. That's the only thing missing in his game is he has no size at all. And I said he was 10 pounds lighter than Michaels in 96. He's probably 25 pounds lighter than Shawn Michaels in 1996. And there's no way Vince McMahon would ever push him on the main roster. And I'm not saying he's not talented enough to deserve that push. I'm saying Vince McMahon will see that and go, he's not big at all. I mean, he has less muscle tone than Daniel Bryan, who is in good shape, but he's like one of the smaller guys on the main roster. And I think that will hurt him everywhere but NXT.
But you said under a doctor's supervision, like a doctor is going to be able to do anything other way. Here's some fucking steroids. Well, I'll tell you the safe way to take them. But here's the thing also. I mean, it doesn't exist. But I've known guys years ago that weren't the hardcore bodybuilders, but just dabbled a little bit to get some size. And it's the same thing as anything else. If you just do it a little bit, I used to do a little, but a little didn't get it. So a little got more and more. If you just do a little, chances are you're not going to have any fucking issues to begin with. He doesn't need to goddamn go into his general practitioner and say, hey, doc, can you hook me up with the good stuff? Or drink some fucking milkshakes and do a lot of push-ups.
Yeah, look, maybe a weight gainer and a bunch of protein shakes will do it. I hate to sound like superstar Billy Graham here. I really do. And that's
but there's a difference between 280 pounds ripped to shreds and jacked to the gills and 200 pounds with, a fucking 19-inch bicep, maybe. I see where you're going with this. He and he's still young. Good God, he's not 30 yet because he was fucking 19 when we had him in 2012. A lot of times, look at Kendall Windham. Last time I saw him, he was fucking bigger than me.
He's 30.
Well, okay. Well, then there you go. He was 19 in 2010, whatever the fuck he was. Anyway, point is, Adam, milkshakes, cheeseburgers, and push-ups in the hotel room. That's what Bobby Fulton used to do. And Danny Davis did it also. They would just do push-ups like when they couldn't afford a gym and et cetera. Just do push-ups over and over and over again. And they both had a pretty good spread there, arms and chest there at one time in their lives. Anyway, I see where you're going with that. And he does need some bulk,
some gravitas
up top. But I would rather, if I'm talking about if he weighs 190, he ought to weigh 210. I'm not talking about goddamn, they said the Warlord, Terry, we met him in 1986. He was 21 years old and 320 pounds and hard as a fucking rock. He graduated high school at 18 at 185.
Holy shit.
Yeah. So there's extreme cases.
Yeah, I'm not saying, look, like even Ciampa, you look at him now and he's got a completely different physique than he used to have. I'm not even saying like that, but he needs some size. He just needs a little bit more size because he has everything else. Because he could work. He's a great promo. He has a good look, but and again, he was in there with a bigger guy like Lumis, so it really stood out to me. Maybe if he was in there with the Young Bucks, it wouldn't stand out as much. But that's the only thing I think he needs.
If fucking Skylo Low was in there with the Young Bucks, he'd be fucking
or Cowboy Lang.
Thinking he had lifts in his boots.
Yeah.
Well, there you go. And now, can you see the headlines? Cornette and co-host demand top NXT star take steroids.
I know how this works. The headline will be Jim Cornette demands he takes steroids.
Well, I was trying to include you in that because I always want to include you in things.
No. They will ignore me and go right to you, and I'm fine with that.